Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another edition of Wrestling Results here in this channel. So, over on the phone, I have my good buddy Pete.
What up?
So let's get into Monday Night Raw. So Drew McIntyre comes out and cuts a promo on Randy Orton. How Drew was much better than Randy Orton last night.
Yep, because he was.
And well, to be honest with you, I didn't expect Drew McIntyre to win with a backslide.
I didn't either. But that match was fucking awesome that I didn't care.
To be honest with you, I thought we'd see a Claymore kick instead of backslide.
Yeah, I know. I thought we'd at least get to see both their finishers.
Right? But they kept countering him last night, but.
When's the last Randy Orton match without an RKO? I can't remember one.
For a long time.
Yeah.
So,
awesome match.
Drew McIntyre said that Randy kept talking trash all night, saying he was the best and better wrestler. He will bring the next person to the Claymore country.
The Claymore country.
So Randy Orton attacked Drew McIntyre from behind, and they went backstage, and pretty much we see not one but two punts to the head to Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, he just stood up.
Yeah. So, and we'll get into later on about that later. Nia Jax is backstage, has to apologize, or had apologized to an official for attacking him.
Right.
She goes, "Apologize!" Right into, what's her name's ear?
Shayna?
No, the
Charlie?
Yeah, her.
Okay.
Ear.
Yeah, that's Charlie Caruso.
And pretty much Shayna roasted Nia Jax. I don't know if you caught that.
To be honest, I didn't really care.
Oh, you didn't hear it?
Well, I think I might have been in the bathroom at this point.
Oh, well, pretty much Shayna Basler freaking roasted Nia Jax how fat she was.
Oh, good.
So.
Oh, that's frightful.
Yeah. So next we have Bayley versus Shayna Basler in the match.
Yep. It was decent, I guess.
Right. But pretty much.
Then until Nia got involved.
Yeah, and pretty much both Shayna and Bayley. Shayna and Nia Jax decided to team up and try to go after what's her name? Those bitches there. Bayley and
Garza and Bayley?
Yeah, sorry. So, but yeah. I see those two teaming up, but do you think they'll last? Do you think they can be tag team champs?
I do. In a very weird way, I do. Because if they're going to pull this storyline together where eventually we know what's going to happen between Sasha and Bayley, they're going to have to eliminate the titles from one person and leave the other with a title.
Right.
So if they're going to pull the plug soon, and given that they took the Raw Women's Championship away from Sasha at SummerSlam, As much as I don't like Nia Jax, Shayna deserves a title, and this is like the perfect opportunity to do so.
Right, exactly. And to be honest with you, right, this is time to unplug that storyline between Sasha and Bayley now. Because look at what happened on SummerSlam. Bayley never helped Sasha.
No. And Sasha never helped her.
Well, no, Sasha did help her win her match, though.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Both nights.
Yes, they did.
So, what the hell are you talking about?
I don't know. I must be drunk.
Drunk on Powerade or drunk on Mountain Dew?
Probably a little of both. Because I had both today.
Nice. I just had... Before we had entered, I might be a little drunk too, so...
Okay.
Anyways... Oh yeah, we have Kevin Owens backstage wanting freaking Aleister Black to join the KO show. And pretty much Kevin Owens just left the door open and all we see a hand is come out and shut the door.
Yep, and it's Aleister Black.
Yep. And pretty much Aleister Black comes out for Kevin Owens show and all of a sudden we see a black mask to Kevin Owens by Aleister Black.
Yep. It is time to say he's officially a heel.
Yep.
Personally, I think he's been a heel his entire career thus far, but I think it's very official now.
Well, he was a face. Because he was facing all the heels, pretty much.
Yeah, but come on. It's Aleister Black. Eventually, he was going to turn his back on those two. So.
But what's the point of turning his back right now? What did Kevin Owens do to deserve a black mass? Nothing.
I don't know. I'm just as confused as you on this.
Like, pretty much, Kevin Owens didn't do anything to make Aleister Black lose his eye.
Maybe it's because he didn't help Aleister.
Well, don't forget, Kevin Owens wasn't around at the time, too.
Still, like, he was part of their group and he didn't do anything.
Yeah, true.
I mean, he says he's an enemy of Seth Rollins, but if he doesn't protect Aleister Black from anything that Seth Rollins does, then he in Aleister's mind, he kind of is on Seth's side.
Alright. I got you there.
That's the only thing I can think of.
Right. So next we have Shelton Benjamin versus Tazawa versus R-Truth versus Cedric Alexander for the 24/7 championship.
I don't know what the point of this was, but you know, we have a new 24/7 champion, and it's not R-Truth.
Right. And pretty much, freaking Tazawa left his, ninjas in the ring and runs off without them.
I mean, wouldn't you?
Yeah, to be honest with you, I would too. Even you would, even Peter would.
Pretty much anyone in Tazawa's shoe would run.
Yep. And anyways, if Peter was here, he would have said, oh, those ninjas deserve to get beat down anyway.
I mean, they do, but
Yeah,
in
just
this case,
can I
you
just
can't really trust any of the ninjas because last week a ninja pinned him. So
just imagine those ninjas were just like Retribution, but they're not. But it could be an interesting storyline right there.
you could be onto something there. Is Tazawa the secret leader?
Who knows? Yeah, but it's different. Like, we got ninjas compared to Retribution. Ninjas are jokes compared to Retribution.
Yeah, but isn't Retribution a joke?
No. They're just attacking people. Ninjas are just there to look like a joke.
Okay. Let's go with that one.
I don't know what you're going with.
Well, I mean, does anyone know what they're doing with Retribution now? I mean, I know there are the theories that have came into the lighting now, but no one really knows for sure what they are, and
Well, what were you going to say?
No one really knows for sure who they are, and they're kind of just comedy relief at this point.
Right. Well, I
just
can't.
Like the ninjas.
I just can't wait to find out what they're here for and what they're up to, and pretty much who the hell they are behind the masks.
I'm with you there. I want to know who they are.
Exactly.
I've heard theories about who they could be, but
same here. But
again, no one really knows for sure.
And now, as of tonight, we'll get into it later. But they seem like a whole different people than we're expecting to know who they are. So.
Right.
But anyways, we have Randy Orton comes out he's a legend killer. He's the greatest wrestler. Keith Lee interrupts him, and Keith Lee wants a match with Randy Orton and says to Orton that no, he. What am I thinking? Orton said he'll have the match later, on his own time.
It's true.
So, but anyways, moving on, we have Zelina, Angel Garza. Zelina isn't the part of the poisoner. Well, clearly it. Oh yeah, you have to say sorry to me about Zelina being caught on camera. Zelina poisoned Montez Ford.
When did she do this?
Last month. It was caught on last Monday. It was shown last Monday on. You weren't able to watch it. Remember, you had to watch the Bruins.
Yes.
Yeah, she got caught.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry then.
I was look.
I was so confused for a minute. I literally didn't see any. I still haven't seen any of Black Go. So.
I'll look for the video and I'll send it to you.
Alright.
Be like, oh, here it is, and you're like, oh, okay. But we have Angel Garza versus Montez Ford. Yeah. Crazy match when freaking Montez Ford, or no, Ivar comes out with a big freaking chicken bone, giving to a girl, and freaking walks away with the girl.
Good for Ivar.
And pretty much Ford picked up the win in that match. Poor Garza. Nobody cares about Garza anyway.
No, yeah. I was kind of disappointed that they didn't win, but yeah, at this point, I don't think anyone cares about that anymore.
I'm glad, to be honest with you, I'm pretty much glad those idiots did not win the tag titles last night. Because if they did, then, we wouldn't hear the last from Zelina winning the tag titles.
I'm with you on that one.
But anyways,
I'm a huge fan of Alice Andrade anyway. So.
We have Nia Jax and Shayna backstage. Pretty much Nia and Shayna will go up against each other, will team up together to face Bayley and Sasha Banks, which we talked about earlier.
Yep.
We have Zelina and the Iconics versus the Riot Squad. I almost said the Spirit Squad. I don't know why I thought I was going to say the Spirit Squad.
One are girls, the other one are male cheerleaders.
But still, the thing is, right? They're both girls.
Yeah, there really isn't a difference.
So,
yeah.
We got Spirit Squad as cheerleaders. We have Riot Squads as girls. So, yeah.
Is it sad to say that the Riot Squad are more manly than the Spirit Squad are?
Yeah. Well, Ruby Riot is manly than any one of the members of the team.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, well, you said Riot Squad, though, but...
if one of the Riot Squad is more manly than the Spirit Squad, then...
Oh, I misunderstood you. Sorry.
It's okay.
But pretty much the Riot Squad and Belair picked up the win. Congratulations. Now we finally see a win coming from the Riot Squad, thanks to Belair's help.
Yeah, I'm happy for them.
But
actually, is she the third member of the Riot Squad now?
I don't think so. She only teamed up because she's in a feud with Zelina. Because Zelina was in this match for some reason and then freaking Zelina was in that match too for some reason.
That's true.
So, but we have Ricochet and Cedric Alexander doing an arm wrestling match, and Cedric beats Ricochet in an arm wrestling match. And pretty much Mark Henry wanted to have an arm wrestling match with both of them, but they backed away from it. I would be too, He's the world's strongest man, and, I don't want my arm ripped off by him.
I mean, sure. Let's go with that, because I really didn't give a flying fuck about this segment.
Well, we have to cover it, though, but,
I know.
Henry, blah, blah, blah.
I'm starting to agree with you.
Apollo
is becoming annoying.
A what?
Apollo Crews is annoying.
Yeah, I know. Pretty much we have freaking Apollo Crews won. He cheated by stomping on Bobby Lashley's foot. arm wrestling match.
Yep, he did.
Ray and Dom backstage. Dom was actually terrified before he went out there in his match last night, but he did Dom pretty much put up a good fight against Seth Rollins until freaking, and towards at the end of the night.
Yeah, Dominic Mysterio impressed me last night.
Yeah, he did too.
He lasted a lot longer with Seth Rollins than I initially thought. But, he has potential to be a big star in that show, man.
Right.
He is truly something special.
And like I said before, I do definitely see a heel turn coming from Dom eventually down the road. Maybe a month later or so on his father.
He won down the road, but I think during the middle of all of this going on, it would be the wrong time to turn.
Right. Like I said, I definitely see him joining Seth Rollins' group.
Yeah, eventually, but not like now. Because I don't think he would join up Seth Rollins now everything. But
exactly.
Especially after last night when he was attempting to do something with his mom.
Right.
So, I think in about a year's time, I could probably see a heel turn, but
I don't know. I think by close towards the feud almost ending, almost trying to end right between Seth Rollins and Ray, this is where Dom's gonna turn on his father.
I mean, to be fair though, he did say to Ray not to get involved.
Yeah.
And Ray got involved. Now I can understand why Ray got involved. I probably would have got involved myself. However, you kind of went back on your comments, Ray.
Right. And that's pretty much why I'm thinking, not just that, like, the only reason why I'm thinking Dom's going to turn on his father is because, like we talked about a weeks ago or a month ago about how Dom could turn on him for being not his real dad or not being there for him. He just here wrestling.
Talk about that. I don't know at this point. I can kind of see that happening, but after everything happened on SummerSlam, I think this is going to be a longer wait on this.
I don't know. We'll have to see. I think it's definitely coming soon. So.
Okay.
Probably by Royal Rumble or something.
You want to make a bet on that?
I'm not betting on anything right now.
Okay.
You'll see. So
you have to do one of these shows without your mask on.
We'll see. Lana, Natalya are out in the ring. They are happy to be here, and they want to retire and put Mickie James in the Hall of Fame. Blah blah blah. Nobody cares. Mickie James comes out and takes out Natalya and Lana. Whoopie freaking do. Raw has been shitty tonight. I'm sorry to say. You're giving me that look. You're like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I don't think it was shitty. I didn't think it was as bad as, like, I don't think it was as good as previous weeks, but I would consider it. But I do think it was a slow show tonight because we just got over the SummerSlam show, so.
Yeah, but the thing is, it didn't seem interesting. Like, usually Raw is interesting. Like that's why, like every time I stop watching wrestling and then I come back, it's entertainment. And then when I stop watching it, there's stuff that I miss and everything. And then I come back, entertainment again. And then when it comes back to being involved in it, it seems boring. So that's in my eyes. Sorry to say.
Oh, you're entitled to your opinion. I'm not going to get mad at you for having it.
So,
and you shouldn't apologize for having it.
but still, I'm sorry. Stop saying sorry.
It's okay.
Alright, anyways, we have Raw Underground. You know what? I think we should switch the lights during Raw Underground to green, how Lucha Underground.
I'm fine with that.
But I'm too lazy tonight to switch them.
You're lazy every night.
What?
You're lazy every night.
Oh, shut up. Lashley in Raw Underground wants to fight, and pretty much wants to take his frustrations out after losing to Apollo Joke in an arm wrestling match. And he took that frustration out on everyone that he was put in his way. On Lucha, yeah, wow. Lucha Underground, wow. Raw Underground. So,
yeah. I said before, I'm not a Bobby Lashley fan, but I would be pissed at Apollo for that.
Right.
Even though I really don't care about an arm wrestling match on a wrestling show.
Exactly. What are you proving here? Like nothing.
Yeah.
Pretty much we have moving.
You can't illegally win an arm wrestling match.
Huh?
What Apollo proved is he can illegally win an arm wrestling match.
Right. And you know, definitely you could tell by the strength of looking at Bobby's arms compared to freaking Apollo's, who would actually win in that fight. Definitely Lashley.
Oh, easily. Any day of the week. I'm mad on both of them. They're not exactly the most entertaining duo on this show.
Yeah.
At least in my
opinion. We have Randy Orton versus Keith Lee. Oh yeah. According to one of the YouTubers I watch, he's pissed about Keith Lee's new entrance song.
I am too. Why did they change it?
I don't know, because you know how WWE is.
Still, why the hell did they change a perfectly great entrance theme?
Yeah, and it was for his character, and then they changed it all of a sudden.
They ruined what was a great entrance theme.
Exactly, for his character.
Yeah, but the character is exactly the same as he was in NXT.
But the thing is, like, I know, but the thing is, right, they ruined the song, and it's not about the character.
Yeah, I guess, but
I'll send you that video of the botch guy said his frustration, and then you will understand where I'm coming from.
Okay. But can I say one thing?
What?
How many times have the Viking Raiders changed the character?
Like many times?
They never had one time where their music was
Right.
So this, I know they're different. I know they're different acts, but in my opinion, Keith Lee, if there was a change in character, the only difference in that would be as he's no longer the NXT champion.
Yeah.
And he's not going after Randy Orton. So I get how it could possibly do a theme, but I mean it was so popular with the fans. Even I loved it. It was great. So why change it? If you change the Viking Raiders name 1,000 times and you didn't change them, why are they changing somebody else who didn't have any characters?
Right. I don't know. WWE's stupid. You know how Vince is. Ah, this one's shitty. I don't like the song. I want it like this.
Okay, well, Vince is going to find that a lot of his fans loved his music, and he's going to change it back.
I don't know. I don't think so. You know how Vince is.
If he doesn't change it back, it's going to be hard for me to like Keith Lee. I mean, no offense to Keith Lee, because I personally think he's one of the most talented people I've ever seen in WWE.
Right.
But part of the character is the entrance. And to me, personally, the older one made more of an impact on Keith Lee. This new one, they kept the first part of the entrance theme, and they just changed it to what sounded like a weird mix of Bizarro and Ricochet.
Exactly.
It didn't make any sense.
Right. I don't know. Well, let's move on. We have Randy Orton versus Keith Lee in a match that was supposed to take on earlier in the match this evening, but Randy Orton says no, not now, and we finally got a match now. So,
Yeah,
pretty much no one won because Randy Orton got attacked by Drew McIntyre, and pretty much after that, Drew McIntyre had an interview and said that he wasn't feeling good, but Randy Orton almost ended his career. Randy Orton attacks Drew McIntyre and punts him once again.
Yep, and this time he didn't stand up.
Yep.
This time he had to be taken to a medical center.
Yep, and
whatever that means in WWE terms. And yeah, I think this establishes a longer part of this feud, I think.
right.
But it could be but I still think there's a chance that the whole Randy Orton Edge thing is still going to go on.
That's what I'm saying, is that once this feud is going with Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre, once Randy Orton takes the title off of him,
yeah,
because it's going to be Edge and Randy Orton.
Yeah, Edge is probably going to return in the Rumble again, and this time he's going to win it and face Randy as the champion.
Probably.
See what's going to happen.
Let's see what else. Blah blah blah. Okay, Sasha Banks versus Asuka. we have Sasha Banks versus Asuka match.
Yeah, this was kind of. It was kind of, I guess.
Pretty much all we seen was freaking as Baylor was going for the give Sasha the chair. Baszler stopped her and pulled her away, and pretty much that's when Asuka was locked in and pretty much made Sasha tap out like a bitch.
Yeah.
So definitely we see that happening soon, taking the titles off, and then once they get the titles taken off of them, probably by Payback. I think there's gonna be like a disagreement going on, or like a fight going on between them.
It might not happen right away though. I think it might take a little bit of time, maybe like a month or so, of them like back and forth at each throats, and something's gonna snap between one of them, and then gonna lead to a feud between them again.
It's gonna be less than a month, dude. I feel like it's gonna be less than a month. It's gonna happen.
Oh yeah, it's.
Well, you're saying it's gonna happen in a month, but.
Well, you know what I mean. My point is, it's not gonna happen like immediately. It's gonna take a little bit of development.
Blah blah blah. Okay.
However, if they do keep the belts on Sasha and Bayley, I wouldn't be mad about it either. I think it's pretty entertaining. This new like thing that's going on right now. Yeah.
We have Drew McIntyre being sent in the ambulance. He's going to be checked out. Keith Lee says Drew will be okay, but Randy will not be okay. Lashley versus Cedric, and Lesnar wins, but Ivar gets in the ring pretty much to hurt business, beats him down, blah blah blah. We have our main event, Rey Mysterio. Now we get to see Dom main event, Monday Night Raw.
Yep. And he looked good in this too.
Yep. Until towards the end of the match.
Yeah.
Pretty much freaking the Retribution comes out. Well, the lights were flickering on and off at first. I'm like, oh, they're here. And all of a sudden, they pop out of nowhere, and they're here in the ring. And as Ray and Dom were trying to get out, and they start getting beat down.
Yeah.
As Seth and Murphy were looking on. So we finally have new people. They don't seem like the same people as before, because we have a woman screaming, "This is our house! This is our house!"
Okay, so it's their house, I guess.
Like, who does that sound like? This is my house. Paige, but that's definitely not Paige's voice.
Yeah, it wasn't an English accent.
Exactly.
No.
But what do you think of Raw?
I think it was decent. Wasn't the best episode that I've ever seen, but it was also wasn't the worst. I'd probably say this was a 7 out of 10. It wasn't.
And to me, it seemed like it wasn't very interesting at all.
Yeah.
To me, because freaking it seemed like it wasn't like the usual we usually see. You know, it just not there.
Yeah. It was certainly a lackluster night, I guess, but that could also be partially due to the fact that the Raw right after SummerSlam.
Well, let's find out how Smack.
An ultimate Raw to Payback. So, because that's going to be on Monday.
Yep, which I'm gonna be watching, and yeah.
Yeah.
So Monday, I'll pretty much have another nap before Monday Night Raw. So, well, anyways, guys, let me know in the comments about how you guys felt of Monday Night Raw tonight. Please subscribe, hit that notification bell. I'm unstoppable.
And Peter.
And we are out.